All right, so we know that Donald Trump doesn't like our troops, never respected them, never has, never will. But this brand new explosive report on how Donald Trump is treating National Guard troops that he has deployed to Los Angeles is insane. And it further proves that Donald Trump just couldn't give a damn about those who are serving this country. This is an article from the San Francisco Chronicle. They did an investigation into Donald Trump's activities in Los Angeles with the National Guard and found that many of them are sleeping on the floor. They don't have access to food, water, shelter, fuel, or anything like that because the federal government was so underprepared. This article from the San Francisco Chronicle says wildly underprepared National Guard troops seen sleeping on floors in exclusive photos. And this is one of those photos. As you can see, it is cramped. There's no sleeping bags, no pillows, no blankets, no nothing. And there's multiple photos as well showing the exact same thing in Los Angeles right now. They write, quote, Donald Trump's rush to deploy California National Guard troops to Los Angeles has left dozens of soldiers without adequate sleeping arrangements, forced to pack together in one or more federal buildings, resting on the floors of what appear to be basements or loading docks. The Chronicle has learned the state troops federalized by the Trump administration over the weekend to confront the protesters without Gavin Newsom's approval were, quote, wildly underprepared, said a person directly involved with the deployment who asked to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak on the issue. Here's a really damning paragraph. The troops, whose makeshift quarters are shown in photographs exclusively obtained by the Chronicle, arrived without federal funding for food, water, fuel, equipment, or lodging, said the source, who is granted, of course, confidentiality under Chronicle policies. They said, quote, this is what happens when the president and the secretary of defense demand the National Guard state assets deploy immediately with no plan in place and no federal funding available for food, water, fuel, and lodging. This is really the failure of the federal government. If you're going to federalize these troops, I apologize, then take care of them. That's an incredibly important sentence right there. If Donald Trump is going to send, what are we up to now, 4,700 different troops into Los Angeles, at least give them food, at least give them water, a place to sleep, a place to stay. But no, Donald Trump currently has them on the floor of random federal buildings. And as I mentioned, there are more photos here that I want to show you. Take a look at this one of the troops all cramped together. There is no sleeping location. There is no food. This is the basement of a federal building somewhere in Los Angeles, somewhere in California. And this is how Donald Trump is treating the people who serve this country. It is a disgrace. Senior military leaders advised Monday that the California troops could continue sleeping on floors or outdoors until Thursday. It's Tuesday. They're saying until Thursday they could sleep outside, at which point federal officials would decide whether to make more permanent lodging plans, the source said. By Monday afternoon, additional National Guard troops were expected to reach Los Angeles, upping the total from around 300 late Saturday to more than 2,100. Now think about this. In those photos we're seeing are 1,700 troops who have been deployed by Donald Trump. Then he decided to send another 2,000 additional troops. So add 2,000 into this equation. Where are the additional 2,000 National Guards people going to sleep? There is no room, there is no food, there's no water for them. No federal funding for these folks. And Donald Trump's just, sent them in there anyway. It was unclear whether the new arrivals it's unclear where the new arrivals would stay at night with only a few hundred available tents. Only a few hundred available tents. Trump doesn't give a damn. Currently, there is no plan for where everyone is sleeping tonight, the source said, adding that there was an urgent need to find more portable bathrooms and dumpsters for garbage. The Pentagon and the California National Guard did not respond to comment or a request for comment. And of course, protesters have been clashing this weekend with law enforcement in Los Angeles, as we've seen in many different photos and videos. But this is what's currently taking place. This is what's happening in Donald Trump's America. Not only is he inflaming the situation in Los Angeles, making it significantly worse, making the police lives harder, making their lives harder, the National Guard, but he's also providing nothing for them, no resources whatsoever. And Gavin Newsom commented on this story and quoted the article in his tweet. He said, this is how Donald Trump treats his troops, disgraceful. And in this tweet, he responded to a Donald Trump Truth Social post where he said, if they spit, we hit. An incredibly weird statement for the president of the United States to be making. Gavin Newsom said, quote, you sent your troops here without fuel, food, water, or a place to sleep. Here they are being forced to sleep on the floor, piled on top of one another. If anyone is treating our troops disrespectfully, it is you, Donald Trump, and he's absolutely right. This is not treating the men and women who serve us every single day in the United States with dignity and respect. It's treating them with disrespect. Donald Trump is treating them like trash. And so obviously, this caused a lot of outrage, a lot of anger toward Donald Trump. because this is no way to treat people who serve the United States. So Republicans decided to go on a complete misinformation campaign, claiming that actually these photos are fake, that Gavin Newsom is lying, that the San Francisco Chronicle is lying, that I'm lying when I talk about it. And so we have this example of this Republican conservative MAGA TikToker. He is a major conspiracy theorist. And when I posted about the images on Twitter, he said that actually I was caught using images from the Biden administration. The images are fake. So let's take a look at what he had to say. And don't you worry, I have my video response ready as well.
So Harry Sisson just got caught lying and using fake images on X. I know, you're all really surprised. But anyway, he posted, unacceptable. This is how Trump is treating.
Notice how he has a cross on his wrist and he's lying so blatantly. I just find that an interesting point.
Troops currently deployed in Los Angeles. Sources said the troops arrived without federal funding for food, water, fuel, equipment, or lodging. And that same person said state officials in the California National Guard were not to blame. Wow. And then he showed us these images, except those images are from 2021. Those images are soldiers resting on the floor of the Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul. That photo was first published August 22nd, 2021.
Yeah, so what he's doing right now is trying to claim that the San Francisco Chronicle is lying, I'm lying, the governor of California is lying. We all got it wrong. All the photos are old, they're fake, they're not real, they're not under Donald Trump's administration. But the interesting thing here is the article you're seeing in the background is actually not an article. It's ChatGPT. He used ChatGPT to try to debunk me. And so, of course, I had to get my punches back. I posted this on X saying this loser just tried to use ChatGPT to debunk me, and it went horribly for him. So let's just take a look at my video response quickly here.
So Harry Sisson just got caught lying and using guard. We're not 21. Those images are soldiers resting on the floor of the Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul. That photo was first published August 22nd, 2021.
This is about to be so embarrassing for this guy. It's exactly why nobody takes him seriously. He just tried to use a random ChatGPT image he found on Twitter to debunk me. I know exactly where you got that image that apparently debunks me. It's from some random account on Twitter or X, and apparently they asked ChatGPT, when are those photos from? And ChatGPT said 2021, but you didn't even take the time to verify it. You just saw this random photo on X and you ran with it. That's right, his evidence is AI. His evidence is AI from a random MAGA supporting Twitter account on X. That's his only evidence. Oh my God. If you would have just taken 3 seconds out of your day to go to the original source, which is the San Francisco Chronicle, you can see that they included these exclusive photos in their reporting and that they obtained them recently. They also talk about these photos being obtained recently in their article, 2 different paragraphs. If you don't believe me, you can just reverse image search these photos online and find that there are 0 matches. If these photos have been around since 2021, there would be plenty of examples. Also, these photos were posted by the governor of California, and he cited the report. Also, this claim has already been extensively fact-checked by a number of accounts like this one, directly addressing your claim, saying that chatbots like ChatGPT and Grok have been incorrectly identifying those photos as from 2021. So nice job, bozo. You found a random ChatGPT image online and ran with it. You didn't even take the time out of your day to fact-check it. So that's what MAG is doing right now. They're trying to claim that this report is so damning that they're trying to claim that the photos are fake, that the governor's lying, and again, the paper's lying, I'm lying. It is disgraceful what they're doing. They're trying to run cover for Donald Trump essentially because they know how bad it looks. They understand that it's not great to be leaving our troops out to dry, no food, no water, no fuel, no shelter, no bathrooms, no tents, no nothing like that. But that's what Donald Trump is doing right now, and it's a complete disgrace. So I thought you should know about it, but I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.